Howdy. It's been 8 months since I last put out a Kulpable episode, so let's consider this season 2. A lot has happened in my life since then. I got married. I hosted a ton of people at my home for a new coding bootcamp. I bought another home that's going to be out in our woods, so I'll talk about that separately. And I quit posting on x.com. I'll also talk about that separately. But I do want to say to those of you who have emailed me after I quit, asking if I'm okay, it's interesting to see that people think when you quit social media, you must want to kill yourself. I promise it's almost the opposite sentiment. Anyway, today's episode is going to be brief, and really probably all of my future episodes are going to be a little bit shorter. I'm going to try this new method where I just riff on one topic, and I might also start split screening and showing you examples and visualizing what I'm talking about. But this is the welcome episode. Welcome to season 2 of Kulpable. We have just one idea to drill into today, and that is a recent war I saw being waged on x.com with 2 schools of thought about how ambitious you should be when you launch a business. And they go like this. School of thought 1 says that you should start small. There's so many things you don't know, and you're going to be overwhelmed if you try to build a billion-dollar company right off the bat. So instead, start something like a small service business, something that's local, something where you don't have a lot of competition, something you can do on your own. You don't necessarily need to raise money or hire people. And it's good sounding advice, right? But then there's another school of thought that says, you know what? Building a business is going to be really hard no matter what. You're going to always be spending your time and effort, energy thinking about it. So you might as well, and this is the line, here's the one-liner we're going to analyze today, swing for the fences. And that seems to mean that you should build a billion-dollar company, or try to anyway, because the reward, if you win, will be way bigger, and the risk will be the same. So maybe higher upside, but equal downside, which is just you go broke or you quit. And that makes a lot of sense too. And the people who were fighting about this were all really successful people. Some of them are doing something really big right now, actually. But they said, you know what? I started small because I didn't know anything back then. And some of them who are really successful now said, actually, I just started big. When I was X age, I launched my first company, and it's the same company I'm doing now, or it sold for this much money. And I learned everything I needed to know along the way. So yes, therefore, you should just swing for the fences. And I just kept thinking about this because both seemed true, and actually both are true because there's examples. And I thought, well, that doesn't make sense that both things could be true if they're the opposite advice. And this is something we see a lot in entrepreneurship and startups. I've talked about this in other ways before. But specifically this advice, how could they both be true if they both recommend doing the opposite thing? And I had a friend over at the ranch for a weekend named Anthony, and we sat in our library and talked about it and said, how can they both be true? And what we came up with, I think, is very simple. It starts with that catch-all phrase, swing for the fences. When I hear that phrase, maybe when you hear that phrase, I think it means try to build $1 billion plus company that changes the world somehow. But the key here, one thing here that makes all of this true is that word fences. Fences is more of a filler word. It is a chameleon adaptive word. Think of it almost like a blank. Swing for the question mark. Because my fence and your fence are different. So the fences to someone who's 16, living in a suburb with no particular skills, but a few $100 in his bank account, might be to start a lawn care company in his neighborhood that does small 1/10 of an acre yards for $50 a week. And That's his fence. And someone else's fence might be that billion-dollar company. It's like, okay, well, are you saying that some people have to only some things are condemned to small ambitions and some people have the opportunity to do larger? No. Here's the last piece that actually ties it all together and makes both advices true. The fence is, first of all, flexible. It means something different to different people, but it is also a moving target. So that same 16-year-old kid's fence, his fence isn't going to be a residential-only lawn care company in a few months or years down the road. It might be commercial. It might be multi-region. It might imply a team. It might do more than mow grass. You get it? So fences is a fill in the blank, and the fence fill in the blank is also something that can expand. So now we go back to this war. Start small, swing for the fences. Well, you're always swinging for the fences. It's just your fence is smaller at first. And someone who argues for trying to build the next Tesla when you barely know how to tie your shoes, when you've never sold anything, they're an idiot. But if they gave it a little more thought, like I did with Anthony, they might realize the truth. I'll see you next time. This is Kulpable, Season 2. We are back. You are back. Thank you. Ciao.